Okay, we're live for a few minutes early, so yay. Hey everyone, how's it going? Who we got out there right now? We got M. Gabriel who was first. Gun Websites is out there. John Brown Productions is out there. Now, Pete, I'm pretty sure I sent you an email. You can jump in if you want. So, you might want to mute up Guns and Barbecue.
Thought I was. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. Scott P79's out there. But yeah, G, you can jump in if you want. There's plenty of room. So yeah, we're here for a few minutes early tonight. Not too many minutes. Unfortunately, from the message I got, we may not be accompanied by Travis P11 this evening. Travis P11 had prior engagements he has to work on until he can get back to, regularly scheduled talk shows. Mad Sexy is here. Stop reporting me for stupid stuff. Oh, that's great. That is great. Hey, Ian.
Yep.
You remember how Mad Sexy lost his account the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the YouTube side, he said Mad Sexy here, and his name is Stop Reporting Me for Stupid Stuff.
Wow.
It's hilarious.
What did he do?
Well, he got in trouble the other week for when he it said something about doing the vertical shuffle with Feinstein, and somebody reported him and YouTube disabled his account.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So now his name is Stop Reporting Me for Stupid Stuff.
That's super funny.
It is super funny. I'm sorry I had to explain this, guys, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Travis T is out there hanging out with us. What's up, Travis? So at least you got one of the Travi out there. Not the leader of the Travi, but at least one of them. At least one of them. So, yeah. I actually found some topics we can talk about tonight. So.
Nice.
I know I said we'd wing it, and we probably will anyways, but I got like 2 or 3 topics we can go over. So, 2 of the topics are about the McCloskeys.
Are they in some trouble?
Oh, actually, kind of the opposite.
What are they doing?
We don't want to go over it yet, but
okay.
But they're here. I mean, it's hilarious.
All right.
I mean, all right. We got some more comments out there saying, M. Gabriel says, I'm going to lose my account. No, M. Gabriel, you won't lose your account. Mad Sexy is saying, at Night Strike, they still ain't replied to my email. Yeah, they're not going to. It's YouTube. Do you think they respond to my emails? Hell no. They don't respond to my emails. No, they don't even respond to Travis P11's emails. And Travis has more subscribers than I do. I've lost actually in the month, in this month alone, I've lost 15 subscribers. But it's probably from stupid shit I say. But hey, watch my YouTube channel, guys. Obviously, I'm going to say some stupid shit now and then. So, anyways. So what's going on with you, Ian?
Not much. Buying ammo when I can, here and there. Got some. My local gun shop has got decent prices, so I just pick up a little bit every week, and they've got a limit on everything, but that keeps people coming in. Anyway, so I pick up a little bit of ammo here and there. Did some slinging this week. I picked up a SIG M17. So I've broken the chain of all Glocks and now have branched out to a SIG M17. So we'll see that. And Other than that, man, just making some decisions, getting ready, man. I don't know what's coming, but I'm a little nervous on the horizon.
Yeah, well, it's I've been looking for a specific type of ammo and I haven't been able to find it, and it's like the best I can find online is like $1.14 is the lowest price per round.
Yeah, you're gonna pay. Yeah, if you don't have a bunch of ammo right now, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a tough time to pick up
Well,
some.
well, the problem. The problem is this is a specific type of ammo and it's harder to find. So, I kind of screwed myself over there.
What are you
But
looking
I did
for?
the special kind of 30-06.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you get your M1?
I haven't gotten it yet. No paperwork's all sent in.
Very nice.
For anyone, I'll let the cat out of the bag for anyone that's listening. I'm working on a website for someone. I got paid, and that put me over to that. That gave me enough for getting paid for doing that website. Gave me enough money to purchase a certain CMP gun. Uh, I filed the paperwork and sent in for an M1. So.
Very nice.
Yes, I've tried AmmoBot, Mad Sexy, but apparently AmmoBot doesn't have, that. Yeah. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. That's exactly the song for the M1. So, but here's the thing. I went and ordered a field grade. I know the field grades are, they're not in the most pristine condition. Like probably the stock might be all gnarled up, but it might not have a lot of bluing on it left, but it's still a good shooter. And that's what I wanted it for. I don't want one that's a safe queen. I want one that I can take out into the mud and have fun. So that's what I got.
Well, good. It's on the bucket list someday.
Yeah.
As
I said the last couple weeks, I mean, if you were able to do so, and there's something on one of your must-have lists and you haven't gotten it yet, it might be. I'm not saying to panic, but I'm saying if you have something, at least one thing that's on your list, you might as well try and get it if you can. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen with the election. I'm not going to speculate. But again, it's not going to hurt you if you get it. If you get it and you have to sell it later, the prices might go up on it. You don't know.
Yeah, everything's
prices
might
up. Might stay the same. So it all depends. But at least you'll have it, and you'll know what it's like to have it. And if you don't want it anymore, you can offload it later on down the line.
Yeah, gun prices are just going to go up from now until at least November. And especially that. So and guns are always a solid investment.
Right.
Unless you buy something ridiculous, it usually holds its value pretty well. Most guns tend to hold, at least 90 to 75% of their value outright, if not gain a little bit of value. Like this time. This is the time to offload Glocks. I've sold a couple and done pretty well. It's all about when the timing is and what you have, and what the demand is out there.
Oh, I know we haven't started hit or miss yet. We're just doing the pre-chat, but that's it. I'm glad I was able to get one. Because you know how much if you look on Arms List and you look at how much they're going for on Gunbroker, M1 Garens are ridiculously expensive. But if you go through the CMP and you just want a shooter, it doesn't have to be pretty as can be. You can get just a field grade for $650 shipped.
I didn't know you could get it for that cheap, really.
Yeah, so that's what I got. I mean, it doesn't have to look like like the nicest thing since sliced bread. It just has to work. That's all I care about. as long as it doesn't have any rust on it, and it works. I mean, I understand if there's a little pitting on it because it's been the thing's almost 100 years old. I understand that.
Well, it's probably got a couple of nicks in when it was butt stroking some Nazi scum faces,
or some North Koreans, Europe,
or some North Koreans, or some Chinese. I'm okay with any of the above.
Right.
They're the bad guys during the Korean War, World War II. You got to fight some of those bad guys sometimes.
So I understand that. So I'm not looking for something to put in the safe and never take out and use. I'm looking for something to have fun with. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah, Gabriel, I've seen your comments, dude. You're not that bad. You're pretty chill, dude. You're awesome. I don't see why anyone would want to report you. Travis T out there saying that's a lighter load of 30-06s. Technically M2 ball, which is just standard, 30-06 Springfield for M1 Garens, it's actually just 150 grain. But the problem is, while the bullet is 150 grains, the problem is the type of powder or the amount of powder is different than it would be in others. At least I think that's how it goes. It's the bullet that's the grain, not the powder, right?
I think so.
Because I think that's that, right? Yeah. So, yeah, the problem is, Scott, try finding Winchester M2 ball online right now. I haven't found it at a decent price. I haven't found any in stock either. I mean, I can go to Ammo Garand and get some there, but I mean, even then, his prices are kind of awful too. Because let's see, he's got some. Let's see, 84 cents around. It's not bad. But, All right. So, I don't have any neighbors. I don't have any neighbors to tell them to get off my lawn anyways. Besides, anyone that gets on my lawn, yeah. There's a reason my driveway is a private road. I don't have a front lawn. I do, but you have to go down the private road pretty far in order to get onto the lawn.
You have problems with people still driving on your driveway like it's a road. They're lost.
No, I don't have any problems. Nope. That's it. Last time. Last time they saw me, cleaning the rifle length AR-15 through the window.
Oh.
And if anybody says, "Well, you're brandishing," I'm in my own freaking home on my own freaking property. I don't care if you're peeping on me in my own home. That's an invasion of privacy, and that at that point that goes into privacy laws. So, anyways, the CMP still does, Scott, but they're all out of 30-06 right now. No. 84 cents isn't that bad of a price, but here's the thing. I've seen it. I've seen some PPU and cellular and below for cheaper, at least like 76 cents around.
The problem is that too bad there wasn't, gun shows going on, because that's where you really want to pick up some real cheap ammo back before all the stuff started happening. And you could find the random crazy stuff that you're looking for, because there's some old guy selling a old truckload of it. And now we can't get that kind of stuff. I went to one gun show a month ago, and it was in northern Michigan when it was still northern Michigan was off lockdown and more stuff could happen in northern Michigan. So we took a trip up there, and it was just like a little VFW hall. It wasn't like the big ones down here in the southern part, but in the northern part, it was just a VFW hall with about maybe 25 vendors. And even at that time, man, they were selling 9 mil $1 a round. And I think I saw 3 vendors selling 9 mil. It was mostly just old hunting guns and.
I need to make a joke here. You know, Uplift Mofo Party Plan says, I have some American Eagle Garand ammo I'll sell you. Well, I hope it's not at cheaper than dirt prices, because I've seen their prices lately for that. They've got some. Well, no, they're out of stock, but they want $43.22 for a box of 20. And I have to make the joke on that because no, not in your life. Not spending that on one box of 20 rounds.
Well, the price is going to come down eventually because they're going to, no matter what the election looks like, they're going to ramp up their production line.
They're not. They're waiting until election day before they do anything.
I've heard differently, but okay, that's what they did last time.
I read an article saying that they're not going to ramp production up, until maybe after the election to see whether, because after the election last in 2016, everything subsided. And, the idea is everything is going to subside once, once someone either gets reelected or someone else gets elected. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, let's start talking about some actual topics. Welcome to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike, and tonight I don't have a lot of panelists tonight. Tonight it's just me and Ian. So, Ian, introduce yourself.
All right, man. I'm here tonight. My name's Ian. Go as Duke Liberty on here. Been on hanging out with Night Strike for a few weeks now, a few months. Go around in a few other chats, but I'm really happy to be here. Like talking about guns, First Amendment, Second Amendment stuff. Yeah.
So, I got a few topics we can discuss tonight, and we may be going into a bit more user interaction with this because of the reduced panelists tonight. So, remember, if you want me to read something, or if you have a question, or you want something to absolutely be heard no matter what, you can send me a super chat, or you can send a message to me via @NightStrike1, and it'll show up for me. So just keep that in mind. So, all right. First topic I got tonight. We're going to talk about it, but this is for one of our friends, Two Gun Kitty, the catnip outlaw. Apparently, there's opposition to the Albuquerque gun ban from unlikely allies. The typical pro-gun crowd and Black Lives Matter have almost nothing in common, with the possible exception of basic biological similarities. That's about it. They'll probably disagree on pretty much any issue you set between them as a matter of course. Such is politics in 2020. Of course, that just tells you how bad Albuquerque city officials have managed to screw the pooch with their attempted gun ban. Okay. 3 unlikely groups are pushing back against the city of Albuquerque's ordinance that bans weapons in city parks, citing that the rule was not actually passed by the city council. Questions were raised about the ordinance after Black Lives Matter protester Frankie Grady was arrested for having a gun on Civic Plaza during a demonstration last month. But police charged him with carrying a firearm on school grounds. Hold on. That doesn't sound right. I mean, not that I'm for Black Lives Matter people, but I'm for people getting the right charges and being held accountable for the right things. And unfortunately, in this situation, he was charged for something that he didn't do. So on Sunday, those charges were dismissed. It goes on to say that I think the city is taking a position that they can apply this law to any public ground and city property where a school event may have once taken place or has once taken place. But obviously the district attorney's office, and I don't agree, said Ryan Villa, Grady's attorney. Court documents for Grady revealed that the district attorney's office dropped these charges because they were concerned about the constitutionality and the legal basis for the charge. District Attorney Raul Torres reached out to the Attorney General for guidance. A spokesperson from Torres says Torres' office sent KOB, the news station that made this, the following statement. Before pursuing criminal prosecution under the city's recent administrative order banning firearms on Civic Plaza, we have asked the Attorney General for a formal opinion on the constitutionality of that measure. As we await the Attorney General's opinion, we will continue to work with our public safety partners to ensure the proper balance between the right to peaceful assembly and the right to keep and bear arms. Meanwhile, the city of Albuquerque said they're going to continue using the statewide ban on weapons at schools to cite people who bring weapons to city parks, which means they're going to continue arresting people under that instead of either coming up with a new law or not arresting people for having stuff in city parks. So that's just weird. They can cite people, but if the DA isn't going to prosecute people, all they're going to do is waste their time. That's why the Oregon State Police pulled out of Portland, after all. Yes, the fact that members of Black Lives Matter, the DA, and the NRA all seem to stand in opposition to this measure should serve as a wake-up call for the city. If all of these people think you're wrong, you might want to rethink what you're doing, especially since the moment some kid gets hurt at one of these public grounds, some parent is going to decide to sue the city, declaring them educational facilities or whatever implies some degree of adult supervision. The moment a kid gets hurt, even if it's by doing something stupid, the city's opened up for a lawsuit, which means the city would then have to admit that no, they aren't educational sites and their gun ban is unconstitutional, or they'll have to shell out for the kids' injuries, which will just invite more lawsuits. Honestly, they're not getting out of this one easy. Nor should they unless they stop this nonsense right away. So.
Well, that's a load of crap.
Yeah.
I mean, not charging them with the right crime. It's like it's similar to the George Floyd situation.
Right.
Well, they're over prosecuting those cops. Those cops are probably going to get off because they're over prosecuting them. Now, even though I believe that they did commit a crime, and did commit some sort of murder, I think overcharging them is not the right deal, because now everyone's going to be up in arms when they get off, or the charges get they're not going to get what they have.
Right.
But similar things like that.
So it's just how it is. All right. What's the next topic? The next topic. All right. So the next two topics are about our favorite couple. Ken and Karen. Okay. Everybody loves those guys. The McCloskeys. And their story is getting a bit more interesting. Okay. So listen to this. This one's pretty good. All right. Well, let me open it up. We're already done with that topic. I'm closing that out. Where is it? Oh, here it is. All right. Apparently, Congress has decided to jump into the McCloskey case. So, Congress jumps into McCloskey case, As Kim Gardner, the George Soros-funded St. Louis circuit prosecutor in the McCloskey home defense case, comes under more fire for fundraising off the case and also for illegally not recording extravagant trips funded by donors, a group of U.S. representatives have waded into the St. Louis melee. A group of 16 congressmen signed on to a letter sent to U.S. Attorney General William Barr on August 6th, asking that Gardner be removed from the case, which many believe is completely politically motivated. Which, if you don't believe that, wow, you must either live under a rock or you are absolutely oblivious to what goes on around you. Anyways, they're saying, our Constitution is clear. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, the letter said. The state of Missouri goes even further and gives the right of every citizen to keep and bear arms, ammunition, and accessories typical to the normal function of such arms in defense of his home, person, family, and property. The legislators sent the letter to Attorney General Barr don't believe such rights are being honored in Gardner's prosecution of Mark and Patricia McCloskey for arming themselves and standing their ground as an unruly mob marched through their private neighborhood. Sadly, these God-given rights bestowed upon all citizens of the United States were trampled by the McCloskeys' very own local officials who are responsible for upholding the law. This decision to prosecute is not only an abuse of power, it is reckless assault on all citizens' right to bear arms. The legislators find this especially disturbing in light of the ongoing defund police movement and widespread rioting taking place in many cities across the nation. As police are being told to stand down by feckless and fearful politicians, upstanding citizens across the nation have watched their neighborhoods and communities burn to the ground, the letter stated. Criminals should be in fear of prosecution, not innocent Americans defending themselves against the unmitigated lawlessness sweeping across our land. At the end, the letter called for an investigation into Gardner's actions regarding the McCloskey prosecution. This is the second letter sent to Attorney General Barr by federal legislators regarding this case. The first letter, signed by 12 congressmen, asked for Barr to ensure that the Department of Justice is diligent to not let any of Americans' constitutional rights be overturned by mob rule. And that's in quotation marks. So, yeah, how about that?
Scary times, very scary times. But that's some encouragement to hear. It's much like the ninth.
I like to hear that some of them are actually doing their damn jobs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, we got 2 comments out there on the YouTube side. Mad Sexy is asking me if I got his email. No, I have not gotten any emails yet. I have not gotten any emails yet, buddy, but just send it again. I'll probably get it done. I don't know why I'm not getting that. Let me check my spam folders. Make sure I didn't get it there. No, it's not there. Maybe they're censoring your emails too. Ghost Shadow says, at Night Strike, they need to be prosecuted for having a Jimenez. Owning one of those should be a crime. They obviously have the money to own a real firearm. Well, the husband has an AR-15. So, Uplift Mofo Party Plan says, you're a star. I wish I was. I'm not. But thank you for the words of encouragement. Or are they words of encouragement? I won't assume. Just thank you for the words regardless.
It may be an M16, but it was without a bayonet lug. And I will refuse to buy an M16, any variant, that doesn't have a bayonet lug.
You mean an AR-15?
Yeah, AR-15.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
refuse to
refuse.
buy one.
I refuse to buy an AR-15 that doesn't have a bayonet lock. I mean, granted, yes, I buy shotguns, but shotguns don't have bayonet lugs on them.
It looks ridiculous without the bayonet lug. It bothers me a lot. It's just one of those things that, like, I could, even if it was like super cheap, I would always look at that gun and be like, well, wish there was a bayonet lug on it. And not that I plan to fix bayonets a whole lot, but you never know. You never know.
Well, were you in the military?
Yeah, I was in the Marines.
Okay, so that's why that's why, because you're always used to seeing them being on rifles, not them being off rifles.
Correct. Right. And I just feel that, I mean,
yeah,
there's got to be some kind of chance there that you might need it. So,
and that's actually my my stance on that. Who knows? Just because you don't have a bayonet for the rifle now doesn't mean you might not go to a gun show and pick one up for like $5, $10, $15.
Right.
Because that stuff happens. Yeah, it may not be an original, or it may be an original. You don't know. Just stuff happens. M. Gabriel's asking, does the 590A1 have a bayonet lug? I'm not sure if it has it standard, but I do know that they do have an attachment where you can add the bayonet lug on. I don't know if it's standard or not. I don't have a Mossberg 590A1.
You can add a bayonet lug on there?
Yeah. It's a shotgun, but yes.
Oh, yeah, the shotgun, yeah. Actually, that looks kind of awesome.
Yeah, the 590A1 with a bayonet, yeah, it looks awesome. Ridiculous, but still awesome. I mean,
you imagine being some sauerkraut German out there in World War I, just sitting in that trench, and all of a sudden you hear some screaming, some large U.S. Marine.
You hear a giant boom, and you hear screaming, and it's just like there's just like a squad of American soldiers that are going through the German trenches with shotguns.
Well, my dream was Marines, but yeah, either way, I'm just saying they come over that hill.
You don't know if it's Marines or not, because who knows? It might be survivors from other units that just kind of coalesce together. Because in those days, you had Marines, you had Army, you had whoever else was there.
Oh, it'd just be terrifying. It would be absolutely terrifying to be in a trench and they're just coming at you with shotguns. And you got a bolt action rifle that's like 3 foot long, 4 foot long, and with a bayonet, and this guy's coming at you with a shotgun, just blowing apart your buddies.
Yeah, let me find a picture of the trench shotgun, because people need to know what we're talking about. Because the bayonet for the trench shotgun was as long as the shotgun itself.
Yeah, I think it's like it's like an Enfield bayonet. That's what it always reminds me of, is the Enfield bayonet for the British, the super long one.
Let's see if I can. There we go. Here, yeah, it's the end. Well, yeah, it was the Enfield. Yeah, it was the Enfield bayonet. Like, here, this is what we're talking about. This one right here. Okay,
that's an Enfield bayonet. Yeah,
look at how long that bayonet is. It's almost as long as the barrel of the shotgun itself.
That looks so awesome.
Right. By the way, the M1905 bayonet, which is the same length of this, will actually I'm pretty sure the M1905 will also mount to the trench gun as well. But basically, this is what they were using in the trenches. This is one of them. Yes, they used a couple different shotguns during World War I, but can you imagine being some German with like a what was it? What were they using? They were using a Mauser or something.
Mauser, K98 still.
I don't know if it was a K98 or if it was just the Mauser 98.
Either way, it's not what I want to have. You could slam fire that, right? You can still slam.
Yes. You just hold the trigger down, and you just work the pump action, and it would fire until the tube was empty.
What was that? That's holding like 7, 8.
I think it's 5 + 1.
5 + 1.
I think. I'm not sure. It might be more. I forget. But either way, I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to be on the receiving side of the bayonet or the shotgun. So, yeah. Scott P79 says World War I would have just been the Mauser 98, not the Kar 98. And the Kar 98 was an upgrade, or the K98, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. No, they would just use the standard Mauser 98. We got another thing out there. Ghost Shadow saying at Night Strike, free float handguards don't have bayonet lugs. I was in USMC, used M16A2. Bayonet on M16A2 is a good way to bend government profile barrel. Okay, so you want to prove him wrong?
All right, I'm reading it right now. Hold on.
Because, yeah.
I'm reading this comment. I got to go back.
I mean, if you're talking like the M7, okay, I can see that, but not the M9 bayonet. I don't see that. I don't see that bending the M9 bayonet. The M9 bending the barrel like that.
Oh well, I mean,
I've never seen that happen to a rifle, but I mean, again, I wasn't in the military, so my expertise is just by.
Okay. I mean, like I get the first part. I'm just trying to read what he's saying. So yeah, okay. Don't have bayonet lugs. I was in the Marines. Used M16A2 bayonet on M16A2. It was a good. Oh yeah, okay, now I get what he's saying. Yeah, he's saying that you could bend the rifle. Okay, yeah, totally could. I get that.
You could.
I don't.
But you're not intentionally trying to, are you?
No.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, so we got off a tangent there, but it's just the whole.
Just fixing bayonets is a good day, baby. That's all I gotta say. Fixing bayonets. It's like Zulu. You ever watch Zulu, the movie Zulu?
Yeah.
I love that movie. Probably toward the whole thing is great, but towards the end when they're just fixing bayonets and they're fighting these guys hand to hand, that's some good stuff, man.
Yeah. All right, so here is the second topic we have to talk about. Well, third topic technically. Apparently, the McCloskeys are going to make an appearance at the Republican National Convention or Committee. Convention. It's convention. They're making an appearance at the RNC.
Oh gosh.
So
I guarantee he wears a pink shirt. I guarantee he dresses up.
I mean, I would. I mean, granted, I would wear shoes and socks, at the convention.
Obviously.
But apparently there is word that he is going to. He and probably his wife will be making an appearance at the RNC this next week. Which, funnily enough, if I really want to drive like 3 hours, I could possibly go up to the RNC. Not that I'd actually get in, but again, I could go to where they're having it because they're having it in Charlotte, North Carolina this year.
Really?
Okay. In Charlotte. I mean, would have been nicer if they were having it in Charleston because then I have to drive 45 minutes. Yeah, I could go, but 3 hours. It's a little too far for me.
I get that.
But again, yeah. So it's really just a tidbit. There's not really any article to go along with it, but apparently they are going to be making an appearance at the RNC this next week. Ghost Shadow saying at Night Strike popped handguards off of M16A2 when made use of the bayonet.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so that's all right. Totally. Now I get what you're saying. Totally a typical instance. There were guys that would knock their handguards off during rifle drill, where you're doing like a movement, you're doing like port arms or like left shoulder arms. You're gonna slap parts of that rifle, and we're talking about M16A2s, and that's what Ghost Shadow's talking about. I think I'm probably around the same age as him. I think I saw him on a chat one time, and I thought we're probably in about the same time. So those weapons had been. You got to remember when they make it to boot camp, they're about to be cycled out. That's the last place they go. So these rifles had been in service for probably 30 some plus years by the time Ghost Shadow and I was using them. I remember guys slapping them so hard that the handguards would fly off. And so I can imagine the same thing happened a few times on the bayonet course.
Yeah.
And I remember going through the bayonet course. So yeah, Ghost Shadow, I get what you're saying, man.
Fix bayonets.
Yeah. Oh, it was that was probably one of the funnest times of boot camp, man. It's fixing bayonets and coming out of like a trench and stabbing the Green Ivan.
I mean, when I get my M1 Garand, I will be able to perfectly practice the bayonet. How to properly use a bayonet. Because there's an old if you go on to YouTube, there's an old World War. Actually, it's pre-World War II video. It's like from the 30s of how to use either a bayonet on a rifle, like a Springfield 1903 or an M1 Garand.
Okay.
And I followed that video like it was law, like it was the Bible, because I don't know any other way.
Well, I'll be interested. I love all the old videos. I'm really big into you ever watch the Why We Fight videos from like the old newsreels?
I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. Anything that's old propaganda films like that, just man, I could eat it up all day. So I'm interested to see the bayonet video.
M. Gabriel says there was a bayonet charge by the British in the 1980s Falkland War. Yes. But again, it's whether you think bayonets are outdated or not. The factor is the AR-15, the M16, even in some instances the AR-10 were all designed with a bayonet lug. So a bayonet lug not being on the rifle is like buying a Mosin Nagant without the bayonet. I mean, it's or buying a California neutered SKS, where, as you know, SKSs came with bayonets. So did Mosins.
And don't sharpen your SKS bayonet. It doesn't need sharpening. I've seen guys try to sharpen them. You'll just cut yourself.
I tracked my serial number down. It's from like the 50s. I think it might need just a little bit of sharpening. Just a little bit.
It's mostly a stabbing tool, not a cutting.
I know.
But still, I get it. There's some swipes you can get in. You never know.
All right. We got another.
When I stab with the bayonet, I don't want it to be painless.
There's another one out there. We got another comment out there. Ghost Shadow saying that Night Strike had to re-zero a rifle every time went through bayonet or after full day of shooting. Rounds were starting to keyhole at 200 yards. Well, maybe you just got a really bad rifle. Maybe that rifle was on its way out in the first place.
That's possible.
You're not giving us enough detail, and maybe you didn't know what the entire backstory of that rifle in the first place either. So, for all we know, it could have just been on its way out, and that's why they gave it to you. I mean, they gave it to you to play around with, to train with, and then they were going to throw it away.
Okay, I see what he's saying. Gas blocks and free-floating handguards are on all my AR rifles. So, okay. Yeah, it's just a preference, I think. I mean, because I go the more traditional route on like all my ARs. I like a flashlight, and that's it. That's just my thing.
If I have any guns that were made for the military and then they had civilian versions, I want the civilian versions to have the bayonet on them. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, it's why my AR-15 has a bayonet. That's why my C308 or HK91 or SETME, because it's got most SETME, it has a bayonet. I had to actually buy the bayonet lug cap for the cleaning kit holder, to put the bayonet on there. But once I did, no problem solved. What else? What other guns? The SKS came with a bayonet. The AK. I bought my AK from Foose. He did not have a bayonet that went with it, but I went out and bought a bayonet at a gun show for like $20. And yeah, it doesn't have the frog on the bayonet, the bayonet sheath, but it's got the wire cutter. That's all I wanted. I mean, I could for $20 I could do without the frog. And the frog is the leather attachments that go to the sheath.
Yeah.
So
AK bayonets are very nice. I like them. They can double as a nice little they double well as a fighting knife as well. Okay, Ghost Shadow saying he got out in 92. A little bit different. So he ages well then. So, okay.
He ages well, yes. I see that he new arrivals were crap out of crates of new M16A2 rifles. 13 crates of rifles had to be sent back as defective, unserviceable. Well, then maybe they were just some bad contract rifles. That's what it sounds like. It's like the military, the Marine Corps got a couple batches of bad contract rifles. Doesn't that sound more likely than a bayonet? Because a bayonet's not supposed to bend the barrel. Period.
Yeah, I mean he was in a lot earlier than I was, so I mean, if he's got something I didn't interact with, but I would think that would be like a huge defect if you're talking about a rifle that would bend when the bayonet was used. I mean, the boot camp rifles were used 100,000 times at the bayonet course, and you used your own rifle. So I mean, it was and the rifles were cycled through every 13 weeks for 30 years.
And we're not trying to argue with you, Ghost. It's just
no, I'm not. I'm just saying
we're just trying to play devil's advocate here because your situation sounds unique and it sounds like something like the U.S. Marine Corps got a batch and it can be several crates. It doesn't matter. They got a batch of bad rifles that they had, which they probably got under contract from one of however many million manufacturers made the M16 because they're still making them and the M4s, for the government. And it's more than just Colt. FN makes them, there are a bunch of other companies that made them. So it's just, it could have been a bad batch. And I'm not playing devil's advocate. I'm not here to argue with you, man. I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm just
because in manufacturing, you cannot tell me that a company or a brand of a company, is made 100% great all the time with no defects and no production problems, because I'm going to call bullshit, because it doesn't matter what is produced in the world today. There's always going to be defects. There's always going to be problems in manufacturing a product. It doesn't matter what it is. Right?
Yep. I would agree with you wholeheartedly on that statement. There's going to be things that happen. You just hope you don't get the crappy rifle when you get issued rifles.
So anyways, what else is going on?
Well, we got the Ninth Circuit Court. We got the ruling about the ban or the magazine capacity being unconstitutional in California.
Yeah,
that's a great win.
We talked about that on the Friday Night Strike.
Got it. Okay.
I think, but
yeah, no, it's they haven't lifted the stay.
We talked about it Sunday night too, because Calaveras was able to jump in and be Pickle Boy himself. But the problem with it is while yes, the ban was deemed unconstitutional, but the problem is the previous stay on one of the previous decisions hasn't been lifted because some people could get prosecuted, and some people, for buying magazines during that time, that Freedom Week time. So
Yeah.
Until that stay is lifted, you can't ship anything yet.
That's true. So all right, man, I gotta jump out. I gotta jump out real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. Guns and Barbecue, what's going on with you?
Not much. And I was just thinking about that whole stay thing. Aren't the California compliant ARs have a fixed mag?
Yeah, they got a fixed magazine.
So
they're supposed to have fixed magazines, but I think that's in certain cases where you don't have the certain features on the rifle, like bayonet lug being one of them. Collapsible stock being another. That
yep.
kind of thing.
Yeah. So certain things that the rifle doesn't have, then they can have the detachable mag. Then okay.
Right. Yeah. So. That's what I think. Tennessee Gun Guy says at Night Strike, the M16 and M16A1s both had pencil barrels, which did bend easy with M7s. When the M16A2 was brought into service, the barrel bending issue was addressed with the government profile barrel. Well, if that's the case, Tennessee Gun Guy, then that means that the batch of M16A2s that the Ghost Shadow got to play around with were defective because the barrels bent with the bayonets on them. So that again, I'm only playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying that anyone's wrong, but it just sounds like that those batches of rifles may have been improperly put together. So, but I don't know, man. It's a real head stumper right there.
Could have just been some bad metallurgy.
It could have been bad metallurgy. Yeah, it's true. Again, we're not trying to argue or anything. We're just devil's advocate, as I said. Anyways, yeah, I don't have any other. I still haven't gotten that email, Mad Sexy. So if you sent me an email, I haven't gotten it. And that makes me kind of angry that I'm not getting emails from people. I hope you sent it to the right email address. Yeah. No emails from Mad Sexy. Weird. All right. Anyways. I'm going to make a short video in the next few days of the single shotgun break open I got. And because today I got in the sling that I'm going to put on the shotgun. I've got in the studs in order to put it into the stock, and I got in the Picatinny rails that I'm going to add on for the foregrip. So, because I'm gonna what I'm doing is I'm gonna turn that single shot shotgun I paid $99 for at Walmart into my zombie gun for the zombie challenge.
You should try and find one of those magazine style tubes that automatically loads it when you swing it open.
Yeah,
I wish I could remember what it's.
I've looked at those. You know how much getting a working one costs these days?
Last I heard they're $125, but I don't know 100%.
Yeah, they were probably back in the 90s or like the early 2000s, but nowadays, not so much.
What are they going for?
I don't know. I have not seen them in a long while. So
Honestly, it's neat, but at the same time, I look at it, I'm like, if you're that worried about reloading and stuff like that, why did you get the single shot in the first place? Why not get a pump action or something? I mean, granted, there is the cost effectiveness, but by the time you go and buy that part, even if it's $125 now, you can get Maverick 88 for what?
Well,
225, 250%, depending on where you find it, brand new.
Yeah, the sling I got for the shotgun that I'm going to put it on is one of those slings that hold 25 rounds of shotgun shells in the sling. So considering it's a single shot, I figured I might need something to hold the extra ammo, right?
Exactly, because like even with my mare's leg, that's something I was thinking about. But I actually found these reloaders for tube-fed 22 rifles. I was like, that is freaking awesome. But basically, all it is plastic straw with a cap on it, and you load the ammunition in upside down. So then, when it's time to reload your tube-fed rifle, you just flip it over. The rounds go in, pull it back out, put the piece down that locks everything in place, and you're ready to go again. I was like, that's actually really cool.
Scott, you said Mossberg 88. You mean Maverick 88? Mossberg makes the Maverick 88s, but they're Mavericks.
Yes.
They're not Mossberg 88s. And if they're going for $600 in your area, good Lord, man, good Lord.
If they're going for that much, I've got an uncle with one that I need to go and tell him I'll give you the price of it brand new, and I'm gonna go and sell it for $600 then, because holy cow.
I've been seeing him here in South Carolina going for between $250 and $300. So
honestly, the only place I'd ever find them at, like my local shops don't ever seem to have them. I'd always have to go to Walmart to get them. And I don't like going to Walmart for any of my gun supplies. I always try and go to my local shops.
I mean, I've only gone to Walmart for, certain things. And remember, I live in a small town, just outside of Charleston. I don't live inside of Charleston because, well, the bigger cities are run by, what. I don't need to go any further with that. But, I live outside of Charleston. I've got, my own backyard range. So I go to Walmart because, there's only three other grocery stores in the area, and their prices are kind of, they're not the lowest of everything. And sometimes I don't want to pay, that extra $5 for a slab of meat,
Oh, absolutely. But I was just talking as far as my gun purchases go.
There used to be 5 or 6 grocery stores in this small town. But the problem is Walmart and the other 3 basically drove them out of competition. And they closed. So, all I've got in town now is Piggly Wiggly, IGA, and Bilo. And those are, the Piggly Wiggly and Bilo are indicative of South Carolina and the South.
Is Bilo still actually Bilo in your area? Because all the Bilos up here were turned into Tops.
Yes, they're still Bilo until next year. They're changing over to Food Line next year.
Oh, okay.
Because down here, a lot of the Bilos got bought out by Food Line. So it was funny before Food Line had sold off a bunch of their stuff and went out of business because we used to have a Food Line in town, and now the Bilo is turning into a Food Line, so it's kind of ironic.
Yeah, like that's the same thing that happened here.
Like, why did you leave in the first place? Yeah, but things happen with business and whatnot. So, depending on whether a company makes a profit or doesn't, and the turnaround and corporate takeovers and all that. It's things happen in business. Anyways, but yeah, that's why I shop at Walmart, because these other places aren't always the best prices on groceries. And since the Walmart I go in town is a super Walmart that does groceries, sometimes I have to go there for groceries. I don't like it, but the only reason I bought that shotgun, I didn't buy anything else. I just bought that shotgun because, one, I needed something for the entry into the $300 zombie gun. I sure as hell wasn't going to spend $200 on a gun for that. And 3, I'm not going to feel bad about chopping that shotgun up because of how much I paid for it. Because at that point, I can go back to Walmart and buy another one.
Yep. Let's say I couldn't pass up that mare's leg when I went into my local shop. I was telling them, we're doing this contest, all this fun jazz, and he was showing me, oh, we got this, we got that. Normally, he has guns that are and pretty well pretty well disrepair. That, I mean, they'll still function and whatnot. It's just they're further gone than he wants to deal with, and they'll be like $50, maybe $75, depending. And he didn't have any of those, so he's showing me, oh, I've got this double barrel Stevens for $300, and I'm like, I really don't want to chop up a good double barrel. I'm kind of partial to those myself, but so then all of a sudden it just dawns on him. He's like, I got the perfect gun for you. You ever hear of a mare's leg? I was like, I'm pretty sure that's going to be out of my price range there, Mike. And he's like, hold on. So he goes, grabs it, brings it out. I was like, well, I told you my limit's $300. How much? He's like, how's $200 sound for you? I was like, you're joking. He's like, no. He's like, I'll do $200 on it for you. It's like, hot damn.
I'm so jelly.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. He had literally just gotten it in 2 days prior. A guy had traded it in for, I don't remember what he said, but when it had come in,
22 or something.
Yeah, it's just 22.
Okay, for 22, I'm not that jealous.
I would like to find one in 44 mag, but even still, with it being 22, I was like, it's a mare's leg. I was excited as heck.
I don't blame you. All right, so we got a few more comments out there. Gun Library Garrett says, my Walmart is sold out of all the break actions. That sucks, Gun Library Garrett. It sucks. But it's good to see you out there. I haven't seen you in a while. I was wondering what happened to you. So, Matt Sexy saying nothing wrong with 20 gauge. No, because he and Scott are talking about 20 gauge and whatnot. But again, it's getting that time. It's 10 o'clock, so we've gone the hour. So I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us and just being part of the conversation. Matt Sexy said he reset that email, so I'm going to reset my email, and hopefully I got the email.
Check your spam folder. I realize that probably sounds ridiculous, but I got something from G-Webs. It wasn't anything huge. It was just a regular email a few weeks ago, and it went to my spam folder for some reason.
Yeah, I've had that happen too. Especially from G. All right. I got it. Yeah, I looked there, but oh wow. Apparently your email account's being flagged. Wow. Google really has it out for you, Mad Sexy. I'm telling you. But yeah, I checked. I know Ammo Grand. I was looking at the PPU they had there, but I've seen Cellular and Below being a little bit cheaper online. But again, everyone's out of stock, so I'm kind of waiting before I buy ammo.
Definitely.
But it's not that bad. It's not bad. But thank you for sending me the email. Thank you. Oh. All right. 10? No, it's 9, Tennessee Gun Guy. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Yeah. But anyways, it's AC97. So wait, is Mad Sexy being screwed over? I think Google has it out for him. I think he does. So. Okay, Gun Library Garrett is saying we got some more comments out there, so we'll finish these comments up and then we'll wrap things up and get out of here. But he's saying, what's he saying? I'm trying to pull it up. Anyways, he's saying, I highly suggest making the Hatfield full folding by routering under the foregrip and the heel of the stock. Okay, I'll look into that. I might do some trimming because I do know you can fully fold it. But I'm not going to chop the barrel down or mess with the barrel because I don't want to have any problems with the ATF for having a shorter shotgun than I should. You know, but yeah.
Just measure it an extra half an inch to an inch longer. You'll be all right.
Yeah. So AC97 says Google hates us all. Isn't that the truth? So, Guns Barbecue, go ahead and give us your outro. Let everyone know where they can find your channel and what you do on it.
Well, if you want to find Guns and Barbecue, just punch Guns and Barbecue into that's N with an N, not and or any and symbol. But punch that right into the search, and if you'll find the gun and the chicken leg, that's going to be my channel. We talk about firearms and barbecue stuff. I just put out a video today on doing a pork shoulder. I've got a pretty good one on doing prime rib. I've actually got several barbecue videos coming out over the next 2 weeks or so, just because I picked up a last minute party this past weekend, so that was kind of nice. This whole Corona business has really put a damper on doing big gatherings, so
Right.
I'll have, like I said, just had the pork shoulder one. I'm doing a smoked baked beans one. I think that will come out, I think, scheduled for Sunday. Got one on St. Louis cut ribs using the 3-2-1 method with those, and just other general stuff. Probably end up doing a video here soon on a barbecue gun. Had a couple requests for that, so yeah.
All right, can't wait.
Appreciate it.
Everyone, check that out. Also, everyone, thank you for watching and sticking with us this long. Also, before I go, make sure to go to store.guntube.org and check out all the stuff sold on the GunTube store to keep GunTube Chamber online, to keep GunTube.org online. We've got 23 more bottles of GunTube CLP in case you need some decent gun oil. And everything on the GunTube store is shipping is included in the price, so you don't have to pay extra for shipping. So, it's all there. So check that out. And with that, we will see you guys next week. Well, we'll actually see you guys on Friday if any of you show up for the Friday Night Strike. So we'll see you on Friday. So thanks guys for listening. This was Hit or Miss.
Shall not be infringed.
Adios, Felicia. Adios. Te amo. Te amo. Give them the bird. Always keep one in the chamber, the GunTube chamber.